So so we have a rejection last month, right? And this is showing us that this month we might be bullish, right? And if you look at daily time frame, do we have a breakout? Yes, we have multiple or series of breakout last month that breaks out this high. So I'm kind of teaching, analyzing with a very simple strategy that I've been using, and it's just support and resistance. So we have a breakout here. Okay, so we have price breaks out this high, right? Also, we have this too, right? So now, what am I expecting? I'm expecting a solid retracement to this zone or this zone, right? So something like this, market move, tap into this low, take out this low, then we have dollar moving up to the upside because we have had series of breaks to the up at this level, and this is the low that sponsored this high. So this we can consider this as a retracement before we continue moving to the upside. So I've given a long-term overview of what we are to expect on dollar indices, but then we still need to trade, right? We still need to trade our usual support and resistance. So I'm going back to weekly time frame. What am I expecting on weekly? We can see weekly, like I said, take out this low, but could not take out this high, which means that we might still move down a little bit, right? So we might still go down very well, probably a retracement to 96.474 if NFP does not push dollar back up. If NFP pushes dollar back up, then we are going to look towards buying. But if NFP does not push dollar back up, then we look towards what? Selling down to 96.474. So on daily time frame, now daily time frame, what are we expecting? There are low momentum of sellers on this daily time frame, which signifies that we might literally have more push to the upside, right? So we might have a push to the upside, especially if this zone is protected. So especially if this level, especially if that level is what is rejected. So now, if that level is rejected, we might literally have a push to the what? To the upside. So, but now, what are we looking towards? We are still bearish, right? So we are still bearish, and probably tomorrow, if the NFP comes out negative for dollar, it can still push the dollar down to this zone because this is the high level zones that I am looking towards. And from that level, then we can now think of buying dollar, right? Because the momentum here has shown a lot of bullish sentiment. We are having just kind of some kind of demand zone, but the momentum here has shown a lot of a whole lot of bullish sentiment. So that is that for dollar indices. I go to 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I don't have any entry here for now because we are still having some sort of breakdown, breakup. So we are still having some sort of range, some sort of market not giving us some level of conformity. I didn't mean market breaks this high now. I don't mean this move breaks this high, right? I would have said, okay, let's look up to buy at this zone, right? But it did not. So meaning that we could take this, right? Injected into this level, then we are having a slow movement down to the downside. Okay, we are still having a slow movement down to the downside. When we look at the inner structure, we have seen that we have a break here, right? Then this is a lower high. So this is expected to create what? A lower low, retrace, lower high, lower low. Then probably we could have this formation to to the downside. So dollar is still very much bearish for me. Dollar is still very, very much bearish for me until we have market breakout this high. Then before I know that, oh, okay, buyers are coming in into the very, very market. Okay, so no formations for me, no setup, no entry for me on dollar indices. So I just having a range up and down, and I think probably it's due to the NFP that's coming up tomorrow. Okay, so let's look at USCHF monthly time frame as well. So for monthly time frame, right? USCHF on monthly time frame, also the same thing. We have a rejection here. Okay, so we can see that we are testing the support of 1st of January 2021, which shows that this market has taken out this low. As this low is taken, my next bet is bullish. My next bet is buying. So my next bet is looking towards here. As this low is taken, so my next bet is this high. Right? So which means that we are going to break this high. I'll probably retrace and continue doing what it wants to do. So we are looking towards bullish sentiment for the month of October, and you can see that this weekly time frame is testing this level, which is giving me much more confidence that we are buying USD So which gives me more confidence that USD we might, or no, we are buying USD what? USD So with this, I think I'll look at 4 hours time frame and say, okay, we have a break here, a break above. Okay, maybe we could take a short buy. Let's look at a short buy on USCHF. Yeah, yes, good. 1 hour. Okay, that will become structure. So let's buy USCHF, our current market price. Put the stop loss here. That's about 17 pips. USCHF, I'll look towards the buy because it's on the breaker block, and we have another zone here. Okay, so this is a low probability setup. Low probability setup, USDCHF. Let me check 15 minutes before I drop it. Oh, okay. That's past us. Maybe we'll wait for a retracement. Okay. All right, it's low probability setup, USDCHF, buy. USDCHF, buy. Buy now. Oh, there's a news on CHF. Sorry. There's a news on CHF. Yeah, there's a news on CHF. Let's hold on. There's a news on CHF on 7:30. Let me check. There's a news on CHF on 7:30. Yeah, there's a news on CHF. Okay, it came out the same. It came out the same. It came out the same. So let's still wait. Let's still wait for market to react. Okay, let's hold on for market to react. There's a news on CHF at the moment. It came out the same, but with my buyers, I think will be bullish. But I'll just need to wait. Let's wait to see what will happen. But there's a news on CHF. That's why I'm not dropping the signal yet. Okay, let's wait for further reactions. Okay, so GBP USD. Now for GBP USD, monthly time frame perception, we have a rejection here. So we have a rejection at that zone, and which shows us that we are going to be bearish on GBP USD. So guys, I'm very, very bearish. In fact, I'm on a long time sell on GBP USD with what I'm seeing at this level, because this is also a key level on a weekly time frame. So on a daily, right? So for a daily time frame, we have a rejection yesterday, and hopefully we could have it as a continuation, because market break out this low and also take out this low, right? So this is just a retracement, and that will give me much more confidence in selling GBP USD at a very strong resistance, right? So we have a rejection, a reaction here yesterday at this level. We have a reaction at this resistance zone yesterday. You can see where market rejected but could not break this support level. So hopefully today we can have a short retracement and boom to the downside, right? Because this is also, sorry please, this is also a liquidity move, right? So we can have market tap here, retrace a little bit and sell, right? So my bias on GPUSD is on a long time sell, but it has not yet materialized. So we need proper patience, right? We need patience before we enter into the very market. So I'll take this as a liquidity. I'll take this as a liquidity, right? And I'll look towards market reaction around here. Yep, I'll look at market reaction around here. So let's see what will happen. A buy to sell, probably by 1.35057 region, we could sell GBP USD. Okay, 1.35057 region, we could sell GBP USD. Okay, so that's on GBP USD. Same goes for Euro USD also. The long time direction is telling us that we are going to be very bearish, but we just need market to retrace. So tells us that we are going to be very bearish. We are going to be very bearish, right? So we just need market to push down very, very well. So weekly time frame perception, weekly time frame here. Okay, weekly time frame, and this is telling us that there are no momentum here. So guys, be wary of buying USD, Euro USD. Be wary. What I mean by be wary is be careful of buying, because what I'm seeing on my storyline is bearish. What I'm seeing on my storyline is bearish. So we just need a bearish alignment on the lower time frame before I enter into the market. So I'm expecting market to push down here, retrace, and boom to the downside. So my bias is bearish. So on a monthly time frame, I'm looking at monthly, weekly, I'm looking at bearish sentiment for Euro USD. So you can see that yesterday self rejected this strong support, strong resistance level. So today, I might look towards selling. So I will still wait. I've not gotten my full confirmation. I've gotten my bias. I've not gotten my full confirmation. So I'm looking towards selling Euro USD. Okay, we have NAS, US oil, NAS 100. We have silver, AG card, and gold. How can you contribute? Help me to contribute. Are there trading accounts or flows I can join? What do I need to do? Okay, who's this? Okay, you can reach out to your account manager or come to our class today if you're in Abuja. If you're in Lagos, you can come to our physical office, either Abuja or Lagos, then we talk more about that. Okay, so we have market take out this high, even on 4 hours time frame, market take out this zone, this S&R level. Yeah, yes. So market take out this S&R level, breaks this low and reject. So this is just a form of retracement. I am not going to buy Euro USD. Probably we could use a sell stop order. So probably I'll look towards selling Euro USD. So I'll look towards selling Euro USD. But this is not area for me to sell. We still have market still needs to push up to probably 1.17564 or 1.17490. Okay. So that is that for me on Euro USD. Don't forget I said we are selling Euro USD, but we need market to get to a very strong tangible high before we have a very good sell on Euro USD. Hopefully I'll sell at 1.17564 or 1.17490. So let's go to gold, right? So now for gold, so gold is heading towards 4,000. As you can see, even here on our using Ichimoku, we are still very much bullish on monthly time frame. So there is no bias. Everything we think of doing is buying gold, buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. But we just need a proper retracement, hopefully to this level. That if that retracement will occur, but in fact, with some US shutting down some of their terminals, still tell us that we are still bullish. Okay, so at every given opportunity, let's buy gold because fundamental is also backing it up, right? Fundamental is also backing it up. Okay, so we could buy gold. I'll wait for private liquidity around here. If I have, if you have a good or huge volume, you can buy gold. I'm coming. Okay, so we have a high here. We also have a resistance here. I have market take out this low. So we're looking at this high. Just a minute, please. Market take out this low, right? So we are having this high to be taken. So my bias is still very much bullish on gold. So my bias is very much bullish on gold. So we are still very, very bullish on gold. Do you have an entry? I missed an entry yesterday. I've dropped it in the 5x group. So I'm waiting for another entry. So if I'm to use this Ichimoku, I wait for a breakout of this cloud, retest it, and I'm going to buy. Okay, I'm looking for a breakout of this cloud, retest this cloud, I am going to buy massively, right? Because what has shown us a whole lot of movement. You can see if you're conversant to its cup and handle pattern, something like this, right? Then a retest, boom, right? So showing us a very, very strong movement. And this curve we are seeing is telling you that the momentum of sellers are no more in the very market. So this is just a cup and hand pattern, just a slight retracement we buy. Okay. So cup and handle pattern is also a very, very strong pattern and a very rare pattern that people don't literally know. Okay. So I'll wait for a breakout of this cloud, then I will wait for a retest before I buy gold. Okay, so I think that is that. So let's look at people's request. Okay, silver, US oil, NAS 100, and AUD card. Okay, let's go. Silver, US oil, NAS 100, AUD card. I think I have AUD card. So which one is the first? NAS 100. Let's go to NAS 100. Monthly time frame on NAS 100. Guys, we are still bullish. I'm still very, very bullish. In fact, I think Nasdaq has gotten to a all-time high. Still very bullish on higher time frame perception. There's nothing I can do, even if markets can have a strong sell. Hopefully, it could have a retest around here, right? So for Nasdaq, just look towards buying, buying, buying. Look towards buying. If the market breaks this low, this is another zone of another fresh level we look out for. Another fresh level we look out for. So this could be a liquidity and all that. So Nasdaq is on a all-time high, and we are still very bullish. And this is showing a replica of what is happening to the US economy. You can see we have a rejection here on 4 hours, and we are still bullish. So whatever we are doing, I think this zone also, maybe if you've not getting the entry, a retest here will give us a good one. So that zone will give us more room to buy Nasdaq. So what I'm looking for, a retracement, a retest on this zone, then I buy Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is still bullish. Everything I look forward to is to buy Nasdaq. Okay, so no entry yet. Waiting for a sharp down move before we continue moving to the upside. AUD card, right? So AUD card on the monthly time frame. So last month was very bullish. So the next month also, this month also is going to be bullish. Like I said, we took out this low. This low was taken, right? All this was liquidity. So this high is the next zone I'll look forward to as a next area I'm going to buy up to. So I'm going to be bullish on AUD card. Okay, I'm going to be extremely bullish on AUD card. I've done gold. So I'm going to be extremely bullish on AUD card, right? So whatever I'm doing on AUD card, I'll wait for a proper retracement before I buy. And hopefully I could look at this zone. Okay, let me use this line. So I look at this line also because this is a gap level, right? So if this week candle closes bullish like this, and if I want to have a retracement, I'll look at this line for a proper one. And if I look at daily time frame, you can see that this level closes equally. Yesterday candle closes like this, right? And we are kind of having a breakout of it. So what I'm going to do, I'll go to 1 hour time frame. We have a break of structure here on 1 hour time frame, and market is time to retest this level. We can use a buy stop order, right? We can use a buy stop order for AUD card, but I still need a proper market sentiment here. Why? Because if you look at this market, we would see the market took out a break here, right? Came back to retest this level. Also, we have a breakout, right? So it could come back to retest this zone, support resistance. If it closes like that, and hopefully we are going to buy. But the reason why I'm not going to buy is because market is already expensive. This is already high. So we have a whole lot of sellers to come in, right? So market is going to drop down to this zone. So this is my high level of demand area before I buy. Okay, so I'm expecting a short sell before buying AUD card. So a sell to buy scenario for AUD card. Okay, a sell to buy scenario for AUD card. So that is what I am expecting for AUD card. Okay. Okay, so US oil. So we've done as 100. Okay, silver and gold are almost the same thing. Silver and gold, I have none. So silver and gold are almost the same thing, right? So the demand is still bullish. Last month candle closes with a strong bullish sentiment. So which means that this month, we see continue bullish, right? So weekly time frame, let's see the storyline. We are still very, very much bullish. But I would love to see a retracement because the gap between this entry and the moving average is high. The gap is high. So once this is happening, we either have a range because market is out of equilibrium. Market is out of equilibrium. So we either have a range for market to drop, or market retraces so that it retests this moving average and continue moving to the upside. So that is that for gold on a higher time frame. Let's look at daily. I think the network. So same thing is still happening. So I think we could look towards some bearish sentiment for um some bearish sentiment for silver, just like a short sell, hopefully to this zone because market has tested this low, right? So we could, I'm not saying it will, we could or we can literally have that, and this will be sort of like a liquidity. Okay, so this will be something like a liquidity zone here. Okay, the market drops, retraces, rejected this or this support zone before moving to the upside. Okay, so that is we just the market. Market is just going to slow down a little bit. It is going to slow down a little bit. So, and you can see this is also trying to form like a cup pattern. Also, a cup pattern also like this, right? Sorry, retest and boom, right? So probably a long time retracement before we continue buying AUD card. So my bias this morning on AUD on silver is we can have or a beginning of a solid retracement. The beginning of a solid retracement. Let's see. Can we have a sell on silver? Okay. Okay. So if this current candle closes bearish, one thing that I'm not yet convinced is market has not broken any strong support zone here, right? So this market rejected this high. You can see this rejection over here. Then we have a retracement above here, right? So what I'm waiting for is probably a retest, then we sell. A retest, then we sell. Okay, retest, then we sell, right? So let's just wait for the retest to happen before we sell silver. So my bias on silver, maybe I was going to use a sell limit order. So I'll put a sell limit around here. I think it's the same thing as gold. Okay, so I'll put a sell limit around here and we'll sell silver. So be wary of buying silver. Like I said, be wary of buying silver because we've had market forming a lot of lower highs here. So be wary of buying silver and let's look at selling silver. Okay. So last one for the day is US oil. So I'm going to recap on all of them and also look at BTC. Then we round up for this morning. Don't forget, today is our advanced class. You can come to our offices, both in Lagos and Abuja. Abuja office is number 50 FBT Ukiwe Street, Wakam Kone Building, Jabi. Then Lagos is number 54B, Adeniyi Jones, Ikeja. Okay, so don't forget, let us try and be there. We are also teaching some strategy classes and all that. And don't forget, tomorrow is still tentative, so there might be high tendency that we are going to have our NFP tomorrow. And also, we are having a software class tomorrow, which is on auto chartist. So also try and follow your account for NFP tomorrow and also for auto chartist software. Okay, so Monday time frame we are bearish and hopefully it took out this high. So we took out this high, right? So this low is what I'm looking at, right? So this low is what I'm looking at. And I love to say that US oil is approaching the downside. US oil is approaching the downside. So we look towards selling US oil. Okay, we look towards selling US oil down to this level. Okay, so weekly time frame as well. On weekly time frame, I think we are still bearish. One problem I'm having this weekly time frame is because it is still very close to a support zone. So it's very close to a support zone. We just need to wait for proper confirmations before we enter into the market, or else we are going to be caught up. And today is Thursday. Don't forget the weekly closes tomorrow. So my USL is bearish. I also need to wait for a proper confirmation before I enter into the sell. So if you are trading USL, look more of selling than what? Than buying. Okay, look more of selling and buying. I didn't have any entry. I'm looking towards if you are going to have an entry, but still seems we are still moving down to the downside. So US oil is bearish. If you are on the sell, you can hold. But if you are not yet on the sell, you can wait, okay, for a proper retracement before we sell US oil. Okay, so that is that for this morning analysis. Uh, eh, okay, so my bias on dollar is bullish. I'm quite bullish on dollar. Like I said, I'm quite bullish on dollar, right? And I'm just waiting for price to get to a strong support level before I buy. I'm bearish on GBP USD. I don't mind what is happening at the moment. And where I'm going to sell is 1.35057 area. Okay, so on AUD card also, I'm quite very bullish. I was in the market to retrace down very well before I give an entry into the market. Okay, a recap on gold. So like I said, gold, I'm still looking towards a bullish sentiment on gold. If gold could break out this cloud, I'm still looking towards buy because if gold breaks out this cloud and a retest, I'm going to buy gold. Okay, so I'm not even moved at what is happening, what gold is doing at the moment. Okay, so and as you can see that we are saying buyer's territory. So I'm looking towards buying gold if gold will take out this high and the proper retracement. So my bias is still bullish until we have a tangible break of structure down to the downside. Okay, so that is that, everybody. Good morning and have a wonderful trading day. Bye bye.